Lynn, you can connect. I'm bringing your charger.
Okay, great. Good. Thank you. Okay. And close the door. So yeah, great. I guess we're the only people here, so we'll wait.
You look so beautiful, baby.
Thank you, sweetheart.
My pleasure, sweetheart. Okay, I want to attend. I don't feel good. You lead the host, okay? Bye bye.
Well, as soon as people come on,
Love
you
you.
better be there in case somebody dings in. I don't know what to do.
Sure, I'm there. I'm just watching behind. I
Uh-huh.
can't attend. I don't feel good, okay?
No
So I'm
rest. Take
here.
rest.
I'm
What's
here.
more important?
I'm resting, sweetheart. I love you. Okay.
Okay, honey. Taoufik, somebody just rang. Good.
Sanam.
Okay, thanks.
Hello, guys. Good evening or good
Hi,
afternoon.
Leah.
How's everyone? All things considered, it's been still you know, it's a crazy time, as they say. But
Yeah, of course. I
eh,
certainly agree with you on that, but it seemed like last week when I brought up the topic of discussing it, um, a lot of people didn't feel that they wanted to, so I stayed away from it.
no, of course, yeah. No, I mean,
Mhm.
it's I think a lot of people, and maybe it's because, a lot of this is about the media, I think also.
Yeah, I
And
agree, totally.
you know, when we feel helpless,
Yeah.
it's even worse, that makes it, I think, a lot worse, even, to be honest with you. But
And you don't know what to believe and what not to believe, which is what I think is the biggest problem.
yeah, yeah,
Because half of what they report isn't true. So you have to take it with a grain of salt, although it isn't easy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So let's see who shows up, because I have a good topic today, which will probably make us feel good, and we have to hope. So what's new with you, Sanam?
I'm all right. I can't believe how fast time is going, but it's gonna be November in a day or two.
I
So,
can't
but
believe it
doing all
either. I
right.
cannot believe it.
It's quite something. Time keeps it stops for nothing, you
No,
know?
of course not. And you see
Yeah.
how fast it's going from the summer
But
was
how
just
are you feeling? Lynn, I think you look and sound pretty good. How are you feeling?
I feel fine. It's not about me. I
Oh,
have
okay, great.
my
Hmm.
best friend is in the hospital again. She was just there last
Oh,
week. They can't seem to find what's wrong with her. So I'm really
oh,
concerned about her. So this is a good time to have a meeting because I'll keep myself busy.
yeah,
And at the same time, just not wait for the phone call that might not be coming, to tell me when she's home. I don't know. They'll probably keep her. She has problems with sodium levels and other stuff than that. So that's what my mind is really on.
hmm.
So have you gotten the new booster?
I did. I got the flu shot also. Um, actually, no. I'm sorry. I was supposed to get, but they ended up running. It was part of an health and wellness day uh event, but I think they did not. They took appointments and names, but they didn't have it by the time it came to me. So not just yet, but I did get the flu shot. So,
Yeah, okay.
uh,
Because I was supposed to do it today and then I didn't because I was supposed to visit my friend this weekend, and I felt if I had a reaction, I wouldn't be going to see my friend. So I
mhm.
didn't want to take that chance. I'll get it done eventually or not. I don't know, how
Yeah.
important this is. There's no more mandates. Everybody's walking around like nothing will happen.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure.
Maybe definitely ask in terms of timing of course I think in terms of reaction, it's very much related to how you have uh reacted before, or like if you had any issues in response to vaccinations before. But
Not really, not a big deal. Other once, I think it was the first time I got vaccinated. I think I've had 2 boosters. And now they have this new booster. So I don't know whether or not I'm going to take it. I have to think about it a little.
Yeah.
Here we go. Post time.
Lasita is here. Hello, everybody. Hello, Sanam. Hello, Lasita. I can't attend now. I feel quite a little, dizzy, and Lynn will lead the host. Okay, thank you, love you all.
Okay, honey, go lie down. Take care of yourself. He hasn't been feeling good this morning, so I told him to just do what he has to do, and that's it.
So he got us set up to talk to each other at least.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. How do you like that? Look how nice you look.
Thank you. It's cold these days. Did it get really cold in New York?
I don't feel cold today. It's supposed to get very cold tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
we
we'll
hit
see.
freezing point 2 nights ago.
You're kidding.
Yeah. End of Indian summer, as I don't know why it's called an Indian summer. Maybe it's not a good way of calling it, but it is very lovely when it's warm through October. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, we were pretty lucky, except that we had a lot. I know in New York, a lot of rain.
We are hungry for rain. I wouldn't mind a lot of rain. It's so beautiful when the Santa Fe River flows.
I could that we can't give you some. I would gladly do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll start because I don't know if anybody. Leah said she was coming, but Taoufik can't make it because he'll pop in and out. He isn't feeling good today, so I told him to rest and we'll just do our thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I thought that today.
I'm still, Lynn. I'm still in the background. If Leah comes,
okay, sweetheart,
I will just link you with them. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Love you. Love you.
Love you too. Bye. Okay, so I think that we'll start because I don't know when anybody is coming for sure. I know that Christine is traveling.
Where's she traveling?
Taoufik, where is Christine traveling? We saw it in the I think she went to Bangladesh, but I'm not sure.
Oh no. She's in Azerbaijan, Far East.
Azerbaijan is close enough.
Azerbaijan, yeah. There was a international conference about women's or something like that, and she's still there. Yeah.
She gets around. She's
I
something else.
love the name Azerbaijan. I
Me
just
too.
think it's gorgeous sounding place. But
when Lynn's kids first started, we had a camp there. We had a woman, Shakufa Navarota, who did wonderful activities with children, who joined us. And I don't know what happened to her. I mean, after the pandemic, I lost everyone. And I just was so amazed at the work that she did with kids. But everybody's doing basically, they were giving their whole self to work with children. I think that's all that matters. When you give your whole self to any project, that's okay. Okay, so I thought today we would talk a little bit about, and then after we're finished with the meeting, I want others to feel that they can, certainly Lasita has done her job, others to feel that they can participate and do future meetings or on topics that they want. And I think that's good. We're not going to have one leader. It just doesn't, it's not a democracy that way. So let's, with elections coming and thinking about other things, I think that everybody should pitch in and say what they can, what they think should be done in the future.
Sanam,
go ahead.
Sanam, are you willing to move your screen a little bit so we can see more than your forehead?
I see nothing of Sanam. I don't know why. Maybe it's this phone. I saw her before when I was talking directly to her, but now.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's something.
I see Sanam, but I don't see Lasita. So this is just the way it's going to be.
Can I ask before we begin? Have you heard from Leah? How is she doing?
Yes, all the time. I speak to her very often.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, God bless her. She's a trooper. She's really trying very hard, and hopefully she'll be here because she said that she was coming
Yeah.
today. She just sent me a message a few minutes, a little, maybe 10 minutes ago. I'm on. I don't know what that meant, but
Mhm.
count her in, I guess.
I'm trying to get her on WhatsApp and bring her here.
Wonderful.
Okay. See you.
Okay, because
Bye.
I really think that she would like to
And-
be a part of this, because this would be a good thing for her, because she's the one who instigated me. She sort of inspired me to talk about this topic. Okay, so today I thought it would be very nice if we talk about what we're grateful for. Once a year we do this. I think that we don't have to wait to Thanksgiving to be grateful, and that we should have gratitude every day for maybe a person, an event, or anything you possibly feel. So I thought that might be a good way to start, or a good way to have a meeting and talk about something positive for a change. We have so many negatives surrounding us that I think it's so important to just talk about the positive. How do you feel, ladies? Sanam, what do you think?
For sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Positive is definitely.
Lasita, what do you think?
I always think gratitude is appropriate.
Okay, so gratitude is the best attitude. So I am going to start first, and I hope Taoufik is listening. Taoufik, are you listening? So whatever. Okay, we'll get back to him. Okay, so
Yes,
let's start.
yes, I'm
Okay,
listening.
good.
Just give your
I'm going to
point
tell you
of
the
view,
first
and
thing I'm going to.
at the end, I can give my point of view. I'm just
Yeah, I just
having
want
a
you to
tea
listen to
and
what I have
playing.
to say.
Yeah, yeah, I'm following you. No worries. I'm following you. Okay,
Okay, honey.
go ahead.
Okay, so what am I grateful for? Number one, I would have to say my husband. We have been through thick and thin. We have gone through many things that I wish nobody ever has to go through. He got sick. I was sick. And we faced a lot of problems. Not I won't say problems, a lot of disappointments in people. Nevertheless, we're here. We fight every day to keep up what we have already, which is wonderful. And I love my husband very much, and I know that he loves me. So I'm very grateful for Taoufik. I am very grateful for two people in my life who are always there. My friend Ginger and my cousin Phyllis. Ginger, because she and I go back more than 20 years, and she's a very good friend. I'm a little bit upset today because she's in the hospital. They can't seem to get her sodium level the right way, and she went into congestive heart failure a few weeks ago. Been in and out of hospitals, and I've been trying to get to see her, but with her sickness and other things that affected us, I haven't gotten there. I'm hoping we can get there this weekend. And my cousin Phyllis is very close to her because we've gone through a lot together. Also, not doing very well physically, but we've prayed for her, and I'm especially thankful for God, because if I didn't have something to believe in, I don't know how I'd get through anything I got through. And I would have to say, for meetings like this with people who really care about the world, you see so many people who don't seem to care about the world. But the people that attend this meeting, even if it's not a great number of people, are people who truly care. So I would have to say that's my gratitude list. And I thank God every day for all of that. And I see people from different walks of life who are very unhappy, because I do some counseling, so normally I speak to them. And they have so much, and yet they're more into materialism than into the good things that you can just accept, like a roof over our head, like food on the table. Those are things so many people take for granted, but we can't take that for granted, because that's something that we should be thankful for. Not everybody has a roof over their head, and certainly not everybody has food on the table. So, and good friends, good people who care. That's who I am grateful for. Sanam, do you want to talk about your gratitude?
Sure thing. Yeah. Well, number one, the most direct thing that I can think of right now is just hearing from, I'm grateful for people who try their best to uh, live honestly and help others in whatever way they can. So for example, you three and the others that I've heard from and listened to during these sessions, that's one thing. I have to say, especially these last few years with COVID and everything, even basic things like you mentioned, a roof over your head, that really, it seems so basic, but even that and that's, I think, why, volunteering kind of keeps that perspective, because like, you either see or read about or, interact with people who, you can be having a rough week or a rough day, and then you go, and those people would trade places with you in a
Exactly.
heartbeat. No question. No questions asked. They would like they're like, oh really? Oh perfect. That sign me up for whatever you're going through, you know. And some, that's very hard, I think, just I think in human nature to remember sometimes. We kind of, and not to say that our struggle, like anyone's struggle or views are not valid, I'm not saying, like, if you've had a rough day, it's tough, it's but and it can be stressful at work or with family or whatever it is, but there's always going to be the case that people can have more than you and have less than you. There's always going to be that perspective. And there's a really great saying that with material things, look to people who have less than you. But
Exactly.
for character, for morals, look to people who have more than you. Try and have that perspective. So, and then, honestly, luckily, the people in my immediate family, they are okay. Relatively speaking. My sister-in-law did lose her mom, unfortunately. She had been ill for a while though, but yeah, and yeah, I think because she was in the Philippines, her mother, and that's where my sister-in-law is from. And I think, even though you expected and as someone who is who she had been struggling for a while health-wise, in some ways that makes it maybe a little, I don't know if the word is easier, maybe different, but even that, luckily, I think my sister-in-law had been able, and the rest of her family, they had been able to kind of be ready. And there's a great thing, leave nothing unsaid, so that I think, and that serves as a reminder for me, if there's things that I need to either make right or follow up with people or whatever it is, you don't let that opportunity go by, so.
I certainly agree with everything.
No, I really, even basic things, I try and remind myself for gratitude. There's a great quote by Rumi, that gratitude can, fill up every corner, of your life. And that's, I think I saw that around Thanksgiving last year, so that's one day to remind myself of it, but that can be for every time. So,
I
but
agree.
yeah.
Are you going home for Thanksgiving? Are you going to Connecticut for Thanksgiving?
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not. Very likely, although I don't know, because long story short, my sister's work schedule. They live in Maryland. My sister and her family, and given everything going on in terms of world events, I don't know she doesn't know exactly where things will stand at that time. So in terms of her coming to Connecticut, for this, so I might be going there with my mom, but I don't I don't know exactly yet, but we shall see. Somewhere on the East Coast, I guess, at this
Good.
point.
That gives you something to look forward to. Okay, Miss Lasita,
Absolutely.
what are you grateful for?
I feel deep gratitude for all the people who I am close to in my life, all the friends and colleagues and people, even like friends that I have never met in person, but I feel really close to, and as well as the daily challenge people.
Oh, yes.
You know, I'm doing these somatic sessions now. There's a whole what's called intentional community, and we meet on Mighty Network. It's on, and I have it on my phone, and I put up photos. I'm starting like daily challenge again with these people. I put up photos, but I don't have to do it every single day because it's not called a daily challenge. But we write back and forth on each other's posts, and I'm feeling really close to these people and that they care about me, and that's really beautiful. I'm grateful that my sister is still alive. They're running to the shelters many times a day now. She has grandchildren who are being really traumatized by all the missiles. I know that many, many more people have died and been wounded in Gaza, and that is really distressing. But I'm grateful that my sister and her family have survived so far. I'm concerned about possible extension of the war. And they are being, the missiles are coming from the north and the south and from Syria. And Jordan has cut off relations with Israel now. And there was misinformation about who or what device killed those people in the courtyard of the Al-Aqsa hospital or something. Apparently it was a missile from Palestinian Islamic Jihad and not from Israel. But because of many news broadcasts saying that the Israelis killed 500 people in a hospital, which wasn't true, many of the demonstrations and the anti-Semitism that has been building up in Europe came about because of the misinformation from that. But I mean, there's been enough damage done by Israel's bombs without that anyway. And even forcing 1 million people to evacuate south so that they could do a ground offensive is horrendous. So it's really hard for me, and I do use gratitude in order to offset some of the anxiety and distress that I'm going through. And it was interesting that 2 weeks ago, it was Hunger Day. So sending money to feed Palestinians is one way of me assuaging some of my guilt and horror about what's happening there.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful, of course, that I have enough food, I have a shelter, I have a really messy house, but it's a house. And I managed to close the windows more tightly today so it would warm up, and I have a working furnace. That's really important. And so I have underfloor heat. I've always wanted underfloor heat. I'm grateful that my sister and her husband in Israel are the people who own this house, but they're letting me live here for as long as I live without rent. I pay the
Wonderful.
co-housing fees and everything each month, but so I pay all the utilities, but at least I have a home. I mean, it's incredible. So
it really is. That's a lot to be grateful for.
yeah, and actually, I mean, it's interesting. The last time that Israel was fighting in Gaza, I was avoiding all contact with my sister and brother-in-law and just not wanting to antagonize them by saying negative things about it. But my sister and I have actually managed to do some communicating this time. And
one.
she's claiming that the Israelis, at least, even if it is collateral damage, are not meaning to hurt innocent people. That isn't their intention, whereas the intention of Hamas.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to interfere, but I must interfere now, dear sister Lasita. You don't know the truth. I respect your point of view. I love you, but please don't say that Israel never meant to hurt those people. Don't say that that hospital was hit by Hamas. Don't. I'm sorry, I should interfere. Even why I'm not here because of this subject. I didn't want to interfere or show my
That's not what today is
my
again.
my
About
my, my,
justice.
my sadness about what is happening for
Terrible.
more than 3 weeks is
That's not what
terrible.
she said. You
And
didn't
now
listen to
I
what she
see
said.
my sister who I love, my sister Lasita, you are misinformed, my sister. I don't attack you. But from a point of view, I'm not talking as Muslim or Arabic or pro-Palestinian, just to say that. I agree, and we said that from the beginning. Hamas started their bullshit fucking terrorists. No hidden for that. Every honest, peaceful guy in the world says that. And I fuck the real terrorists in all other countries who say no. They are more terrorists and more arrogant than Hamas. This is number one. But won't it be so fair to talk about Israel? How many years Israel is torturing, killing, terrorizing our kids, ladies, no, my kids because I'm Muslim, but all any human in the world should and really protest against Israel. It's 75 years, my sister, and I love you. It's more than millions of people taking off their homes. In 48, Israel was created by the United Nations and Ben Gurion, the great Israeli fighter, created in accordance with the United Nations Israel. That's good. They are looking for a land and they got it. And by the way, I will say more. Israeli people, it's their land in history. Even Egypt is Israel's land. Why I say that? It's history, and all Jewish prophets and messengers. By the way, you know that all prophets in the world.
Okay, Taoufik, that's not what we were
I,
talking about.
I,
We're
I
talking
must
about
say that
gratitude.
I must say that I'm not offending anything about my sister. I just wanna point something that maybe some people don't know. So let me come back to my idea. All prophets and messengers are Jewish prophets from Adam to Jesus. You know that Jesus was sent to Jewish people. He's a Jewish prophet. And happened
We're not
what
talking about that.
Lynn, I love you. If you are democratic, let me talk. Don't stop me. I'm not angry at all, but just want to show to my sister who I love, my Lasita, my point of view, and some facts about the history, about the conflict that maybe not only Lasita, but many people who are brainwashed don't know. I don't say I'm right. I may be wrong. Just so all prophets are Jewish. And you know what? That Muhammad, our prophet, came as the all religions say as the last messenger. Anyone from other faith can recognize or not. We Muslims believe that Muhammad came for peace. He never called for war or terrorism, nothing. He was sent by God as Jesus, as Moses, as Jacob, as Joseph, as Israel himself. You know that Israel, what we call Israel, Israel. We believe in Israel, not the terrorist country who is killing now, but Israel is our prophet. Yaqub, They call it Jacob, but he's Israel. His name is, and he has 12 kids who are now 12 tribes of Jewish people. And more than that, we and you, Lasita, and my beloved Lynn, as Jewish, we are cousins. Even many historian or theologian, they don't recognize this. And look how Muslims were so patient till now. I won't be longer, but
That's it.
Jesus Christ is Jewish, and he came to spread the message of God, like Moses and love everyone. Okay, so happened what happened. Jesus was, they say, killed by Jews, as many Jewish states, religious people said, and in our states, in the Quran, God says through Muhammad that Jewish wasn't killed, but taken up to heavens. This is a big subject here. I won't enter in details. It's kind of theologic thing that we can discuss. And even theologians, Jewish, Christian, Muslims, they don't get along this idea of that if Jesus was killed or was taken.
Okay,
Anyway,
that's
my
not
point,
what
I will be brief, short, and direct.
You weren't brief. You just took 10
I'm
minutes.
so sorry, sister Lasita. I don't mean you, but unfortunately, not only you, the mass media around the world, even here in the Middle East, in my country, they are brainwashing people to get misinformation. And look, now, even the United Nations, by her president, the Chilean or Mexican, I don't know. 2 days ago, he protested against what Israel is doing, and same time he said, no doubt Hamas start. But when he started criticizing Israel, you know what happened? You know what happened? Or maybe you know, they stopped him, and Israel representative guy from United Nations attacked him, and he even said, you will be dismissed from United Nations, and they will do that. You're wrong. You're, and America make the veto, like usual. I love this country. This country is my house country. I love it. And I would like to have citizenship because it's free country, but not with the fucking politicians who govern this country.
Okay, Taoufik, that's
The
not what
one
we
who
were
says,
talking
I'm
about.
not the one who says that.
Got a chance to say what you feel.
Many
That's
people
it.
knows that this Democrat and even Republican are fucking against these free country people. Americans are the best and the most honest people in the world. That's why America is number one, not by
Okay,
air
Taoufik,
flight,
when we
not
get
by
back to
military.
gratitude.
I would say 2 words. I would
No,
say
you
2
said
words. I'm
20
sorry.
words.
You didn't expect me acting like that. That's why I didn't attend, because believe me, I couldn't sleep 1 week for other stuff and for this conflict. And I'm sorry to say that, but I had to say it. And I know I shouldn't yell, but it's too much for my heart. And I love my country. I love Christian, Jewish, Muslim, but Israel is killing innocent people. I love you all.
Okay. Thank you.
No, I
Lasita, for your
acknowledge that innocent people are dying. I haven't said that, but there is evidence that the missile that hit the hospital came
Right.
from Palestinian Islamic Jihad. So there is evidence.
very
For that.
sensitive topic for him.
Yes.
I think it's sensitive for all of us. I think that what Israel is doing by now, doing what they're doing in Gaza, is a inhuman. It's a war act. It's a terrible thing what they're doing in Gaza.
Mhm.
I don't care. They can't force innocent people out of Gaza, and they're turning off water, and they're turning off electricity. That's a terrible. That's not what this meeting was supposed to be about. Gratitude and look.
Right. No, I completely agree that it's inhumane. And I've wanted a ceasefire from the very first day. I mean, retaliation and revenge are ridiculous, and
And I
they
don't
never
understand why
bring
they can't
peace.
have a ceasefire. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't understand either. I am grateful that at least 4 hostages got returned. I've stopped listening actually to the news recently
Once a day, that's it.
after Saturday, when I was communicating with my sister. I decided to just stop because I also can't sleep. And actually, what I've been listening to through the night is great courses on the historical Jesus and what can we know and what can't we know. And it gets boring eventually, and I go back to sleep, but at least I'm thinking about something different. Yeah. Sanam, are you Islamic too?
I am. My family is from Iran originally. And some family members practice more than others, or you know, but I to be honest, I think I always try and look at history and see what can be learned. And it seems like we always don't learn the lessons really. And I think in some ways maybe it's a good thing that things are people feel emotion at this thing because of what's
Yeah,
happening
yeah.
on both sides. And it just even if you Muslim, Jew, Christian, any other faith or no faith, just as a human being, to see this is I mean, I don't know, many of us I think feel in a way that it's a lot of trauma, and we're not even there,
No, frustration.
Yeah.
It's a lot of frustration.
Yeah, that's probably a better word. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't know that there's any better word, but I think that that's what we're feeling. We can't really do anything except give whatever we have to give if we can. There's a lot of people that can't give that would like to help, or just talk about it. Maybe and I think we just Taoufik had to say what he had to say because he's very emotional about it, and it's good that he's releasing his emotions.
Mhm.
And now we have somebody else here, and I guess
Hello,
that's
Miss
Leah.
Leah. Yes.
Hi. I
Oh,
take
good.
it
We're
that
gonna.
you guys
We
have not changed the time.
No, it's not you. You were here at 1:30, and we started at 1 o'clock.
Oh, it's
I'm
okay. You
gonna have
came
to
right on
figure it out.
time. Right on time.
That's okay. Whenever you're here, we're happy to see you. Let's
I'm
put it that way.
sorry.
And we're grateful to
I could
see
have
you.
sworn you guys had changed your time already, but
Oh, we
I
don't
guess
even change our
Rachel
time
changed
till
it.
the 6th. November 6th, we change our time. Then I'll have to let you know.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Okay,
November
Leah. So
6th.
what we're trying to talk about, and we got a little off guard, but that's okay. We're trying to talk about gratitude because I wanted to make it a nice topic. Of course, we can't control very often how things go. About things that we're grateful for. It could be a minor thing, it could be people, it could be anything you want. So now it's your turn since we all spoke.
Oh my goodness. I have missed everybody, and that's what I come here for is to hear all of you
Missed
speak.
you. We missed you.
I missed hearing you. Oh. I just got back quite recently from a sitting with a homeless woman at the A&E. The poor woman, I mean, she's actually a friend. She is homeless, but she's become a friend, really, to me. And I care very much about the fact that she's having very strange symptoms, and they're doing a cancer test on her. And she's only like, she's 34 maybe. She has 3 children back in Romania. But she is such a happy soul. She gave me so much encouragement when I've been going through this crap that I've gone through, my health problems. And what a wonderful friend she's been. worried about me, you know, and you know, I mean, she's just such a love, and she's, I mean, seriously, and I've known her now a few years, and we are friends, and I am just very worried about her. Anyway, I just left her there because she had to go, because she keeps getting things that are actually wrong in the moment, if you see what I mean. They may be doing cancer tests, but she can't, she's dizzy, and she can't, and she has to travel a long way to get here to try to get money selling homeless magazines. I don't understand how she manages. She cleans up at a hotel, then she cleans at another hotel. I help her. I wish I had money, I wish I was rich. I wish I could do more.
Where does she live? Does she live in a shelter, or does she live?
She lives with a lady who
Okay.
lets her stay in a room on a couch.
Thank God for that. And how
And
about food? How
but
does she get
that's it. It's actually a 2 hour train ride away. So any money she makes selling the magazines, she also has to pay her own ticket on the bloody train, and with also not just with the magazines, and also the endless jobs making beds and cleaning up after people. Oh, bless her heart. She's so beautiful, so lovely, so sweet, always smiling, always. I mean, except, when she's crying, which I let her cry, of course. Let her cry. What I'm saying is she feels free to cry if I hug her, and she'll let me know when she doesn't feel good. And I think she hides it. She doesn't want, obviously she doesn't want to. She can't sell magazines on the corner there. She's crying. So she has a beautiful smile. I'm not saying this very well. I just feel quite emotional and quite sad because
okay?
of her of her of her condition. She's fatigued. She's losing weight.
Oh,
She has like tunnel vision when she tries to walk a lot of the time. How she's managing, and she has pain as well in a certain part of her side that doesn't anyway, they're worried enough to give her they've given her other blood tests as well, but to give her a test that takes a month to come back means they must be really quite quite concerned. I'm glad they've taken her seriously, because they don't always take you seriously. That's the truth. Not just because you're homeless. Sometimes I think it's just because you're a woman, or because they just too busy and they're not taking anybody seriously. I don't know what exactly. Like I told you, I could have been paralyzed by my condition, yet my doctor first, for the longest time, told me I'm not bothered. You have a bad back. A lot of people, you're getting older. People get bad back. That they don't make them fall down and get concussions and so forth. But so
well,
I don't mean to.
medical
But
legal
you wanted this
offer
to
we
be a
just
happy
learned.
thing. You said you wanted this happy, so let me try to be happy for you. I'm
That's all you
sorry.
can do.
She's
And what
just.
else are you grateful for? We're trying to make this a little.
I'm grateful for Larissa. I'm grateful for her life. She gives so much to so many people. She gives a beautiful, beautiful smile to people who really love her in this town. They do. She has many, many people who care about
That's
her,
wonderful.
buy magazines from her. I'm very grateful for her and for her friendship. When I can, I take her out to lunch, or I'll buy her food or groceries, or I'll just give her, something. If I thought I might buy some extra luxury, like, something for the grandchildren, or something that they don't need because they have enough, I'll give it to her. I'll give £10 to her. Because I want to give my grandchildren some. I can make them a necklace out of the shells from the beach, and I do that. So they get that and she gets that and she can buy some groceries. But yeah, I'm grateful for the organizations that I'm able to get back into now, that I'm grateful for God's sake, I'm grateful that I can walk.
That's, oh my God.
I'm grateful that somebody was able to say, hey, let's test this lady who keeps falling a little bit more. Whoever said that, whoever decided to do that, thank you. I don't know who you were. But, because my GP didn't say that. It was another one I must have seen who said, this isn't right. This, and I was having seizures. I'd never had seizures before. The first time I had it, they said, it's an anxiety attack. I said, friend, I have had anxiety all my life and for a lot of terrible things. And I have never had a seizure in my whole life. Now, don't you think there's a connection between me, the fact that I keep falling because something's wrong with my back and my legs and etc. and my feet are numb, and the fact that I suddenly have a seizure? You know what I mean? Anyway, I am so grateful somebody decided to look into it and say, okay, we'll give you an MRI. And then they saw that my rubber was about to collapse on my nerve, and then I wouldn't be able to walk again. Okay. So thank you, whoever you are. Thank God. I'm grateful for so much, actually, to be perfectly honest. I'm grateful for you all. I wanted to get here. I wanted to get here on bloody early with what my
It doesn't matter. You're here. That's all that matters.
I was trying to get here early. Everywhere I keep trying to be early and I keep being late, and someone's got to do something about it. Really.
Let's repeat some things we're grateful for. I'm grateful to have shelter and food, and I could talk about my daughter Grace because I didn't talk about her.
Okay.
And she is in an Airbnb right now. Her home that she was renting in Burlington, Vermont was so expensive that she moved out of there. And the landlord did give her a few extra days. It was really difficult. She lost her boyfriend in the meantime because he just got overwhelmed with trying to look after Elias, who has violent tendencies, but he's in the emergency, at least was in the emergency room over the weekend, again, because of his violent tendencies. He must get really frustrated or something. And this is the autistic one who's going to turn 11 on November 5th.
Yes.
So, but she is alive. She has a shelter over her head. And on November 1st, she's going to move to a new house that's cheaper down in Montpelier, which is less expensive than Burlington, apparently. So that's the plan. There are only a few days, like 2 days. And I sent everything I could to make sure that she could get that rental. And so hopefully she will have all her children with her. She doesn't have a car and she doesn't have a boyfriend now because the boyfriend was lending her a car, but at least she's alive and has her children.
Oh, yes. Cars can be found eventually.
Right. It's not the most important thing, but like she said, she has her children.
Her life.
Place to live.
That's marvelous. It's good news. That's very good news.
And it's something.
Sometimes when you're in crisis, all the pieces don't come together all at once, but you can look back and you see they did come together.
Right. And actually, there is a home near me that my sister and her husband bought for her and my son. And each of them has had years living in that house, and now it's being rented. But Sharon has agreed that when the lease ends, there's a contract with apparently a depressed man living in the house. But when that lease comes to a close, Grace will be able to move into that house again.
Oh,
so if that happens, she'll be across the park from me.
Oh, is
Oh,
that
wow.
wonderful?
Oh
I can
gosh.
pray for that one.
Oh.
That's something you have to pray for.
Oh, love, that would be so marvelous, Lasita. Oh, I know you must. Oh gosh, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, that's close, but not that close. So Elias
Yeah.
can't literally run across the road to me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the last time that I looked after him by myself was a number of years ago, and it wasn't long after not accident, after my operation, when I had my part of my intestines removed.
Yes.
I couldn't really run, and we were following a woman with two dogs across the park, and he was running ahead. And then when he got to the edge of the park, he started running across the road, and there was traffic. And the traffic stopped, and I screamed, "Stop." And he came back to me laughing, like he'd terrified everybody.
Oh,
But that
God.
was the kind of thing he used to do. Now he does other things like hitting and biting. Oh,
Yes, that's quite typical when people have certain autistic conditions. So it's not, as you know, it's nothing to do with character. It's they are big people, they're getting bigger. They may have done it at 2, but it wasn't the same thing as when they get large. So it's a significant difficulty to have to overcome.
But I'm
But
sure it
he's doing it, and you all are the best people for him.
was
Fantastic.
a wonderful help to our daughter to have her so close, to have Lasita so close to her.
That would be so fantastic for her and for you.
well, it will be lovely to see the children more often. It's been
Mhm.
years now. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that is an important move. And
Mm.
there is a main house and there's a casita that's attached to the house that is rented at the moment together for this one man, but they can be rented separately. So they could still make some money from the casita that would go to Elisha, my son, because my daughter at the moment gives money to both of them from that rental,
Mm.
from the rental money. Sharon's very generous. Yeah.
That's
I
nice.
think you have something to look forward to. That's wonderful. Anybody else have anything they want to say?
I'm very grateful. I have a new grandson, and
Yes, I was going to bring that up and I forgot. Go ahead.
yeah,
I love the colors.
he was my daughter thought she might be having labor pains, but it was early. It was too, according to the doctors, it would be too early. But she told the hospital, I think I should be checked. So they sort of said, well, if you must, come along and we'll have a look. So they kind of they got an auntie, Julie, who's in her late 70s, to come look after the 8 and the 5-year-old. And Kai went and got the car ready, and Rachel was coming down the stairs to go to the car, which you have to go through a door to get to the car outside. Anyway, as she was passing the washing machine, her waters broke, and immediately the head came down and she made noise, and Julie came down and said, I don't see a head, so I think you'll still be able to get to the hospital on time, but I'll go get a pillow. So she ran and got a pillow, and as she got the pillow, she said the head's coming down. Anyway, Taliesin was born by the washing machine, and Rachel had the baby with the umbilical cord still attached to her, and the paramedics came about that time, and the paramedics actually got the umbilical cord, and then they took her to hospital to get checked, and everybody was fine. And so I told Rachel now she can tell people I had a home birth and I didn't use any pain relief, and she can be
That's very true.
This is the absolute truth. It wasn't what she planned, but it was what happened. He came out so quickly, It was amazing. But so Taliesin, called we call him Taliesin is a Celtic mythological character who was a Welsh bard, poet of knowledge, like a druid, and his mother was a witch, Coredwin, or a witch goddess, in mythology, and it's a very convoluted as mythology gets, but he's a very big name over here. So Taliesin is a very big name, and also Taliesin is a town outside of Aberystwyth, where Rachel spent a lot of her teenage years with friends, having a great time riding bikes in the mountains, and so Taliesin also has happy memories for her. So that's where Taliesin. If you did you ever hear the word Taliesin before? I just thought I'd tell you in case you hadn't.
No, after I read it when you told me, when you sent me that,
Yeah.
that's it. That was my first.
But
Yeah, I hadn't heard about it before 2 weeks ago when you did share some of that with us, but I forget.
I'm sorry.
to share.
Am I? I
It
seem
was-
to be repeating
but it was
myself.
really fun to hear it again because I missed some of the details that I didn't remember about her giving birth next to the washing machine and things like that.
I can't even imagine. Wow.
She
That's
was
a book
very
to
good,
be written,
very
Leah.
brave
You
about
write
it. She took it all in stride, as Rachel does. She's the kind of person who, like, unlike me, I'm quite emotional, or effervescent, whatever you want to call it. But she's very people call her serene.
Oh, okay. I like a little serenity in my life, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So
Sounds good to me.
she takes things in her stride, she does
Nice.
things like that. She's a lovely person. She cares for people very much. She has a lot of compassion.
Lovely.
So
So for Leah's benefit, Sanam and Lynn, do you want to repeat some of your gratitudes?
Well, I said I'm very grateful for having Taoufik with me through some of the worst things that have happened. Not the worst, but some things that have happened in my life. Of course, Taoufik would be my first gratitude statement. Very glad that God is always with me because I need God to be with me. Super grateful and for my oncologist, who just is absolutely the most unbelievable human being in this world. I mean, he is a friend, he's a confidant, he is just an amazing person. And of course, I said my cousin Phyllis, who I'm very close to. Her husband used to pick me up from chemo when I had chemo. Thank God I don't have that now. And my girlfriend Ginger, who is right now in the hospital, but we've been friendly for more than 20 years. So I have a lot to be grateful for, and I thank God every day and every night. Okay, Sanam, take it away.
Well, I think gratitude is very important, and I don't know if it needs to be written, but a lot of people do find it helpful to keep a gratitude journal, or even post-its, whatever it is, and I always remember that there's a saying, things are always judged by their ending. So this, I think, leaving this gathering on a thankful note and hearing about the great people in all of your guys' life, that even a smile, as they say, can be charity, Leah. Like Leah was mentioning, the smile on the person, and even that is something to really, because even something that we may not realize how other people are viewing us, how we can help other people just by being an ear and trying to understand their perspectives. And I think it's always good for being grateful for people who help me learn. So for me, that's always something to always you always realize it's a process, not a destination, right? There's no time to learning and gaining gaining things to be grateful for.
So
And
right.
especially, you know, health. So I keep gratitude about that, and I hope everyone that I know, because if you don't have that, you know, that's a starting line, and health and security. That's the
Mm,
starting line for much of it. So
yeah.
I wish
Perfectly said.
all
Perfectly said. Okay, now we have like 2 minutes left, and I think that it's very important for us to go over some topics we can do in the future, so I don't have to rack my brain. I don't care about racking my brain, but I want topics to come from other people, like Lasita has given us all this mind, body, spirit, and healing, which really works. If we can think of any topics, you don't have to think about it this second, but you can just email me or just shoot me a line through WhatsApp or whatever.
Lynn,
Sure.
so
Yeah.
There's so many
yeah.
topics. You don't have to think of them all. We'll think of some.
Okay.
Okay, great. That's a big relief.
Thank you,
Okay,
Lasita. I love you. I just want to say I'm grateful for being here with you all. And believe me, these meetings mean a lot for me and Lynn. Everyone, likes to be listened. Everyone love when he or she shares with others. And in my point of view, we share here more than we share with all our own people, family, or whatever. Everyone has special relatives, special people, who are blood. But we always tell me and Marie that you are family here. And I'm grateful for this lady, my love Green. She always has been, my hope. She always have been helping me through this journey since we met in 2015. I know sometimes I torture her, sometimes I yell, but believe me, I have a sweetheart. I never hurt anyone, but sometimes I do. Why? Because I feel that I am first being hurt. But to summarize, sorry again, Lasita. I love you, Lynn. I love you, Leah, and I love you, Sanam. You are all within my heart. Thank you.
thank
And
you.
you're in my
You're in
Yeah.
all our hearts.
Thank you.
Okay, ladies, so I'll be expecting to hear from you about different topics that we can discuss.
Hmm.
And we have 2 weeks from today, and that'll be our next
Yeah.
meeting, barring any emergencies. Let's hope that that will be our next meeting.
Yeah, Lynn, can you
Yes.
lead a prayer for you, please, with Ginger, your friend? I guess he told you about Ginger, the best friend of Lynn, who is now in hospital. Lynn, you can even 2 words prayer for Ginger.
May God, she's a very strong believer in God. That's the first thing. That's the first plus. May God heal you and let them find out exactly how they can handle what is wrong with you, and know that you are so very loved by everyone who knows you. Thank you, God.
I mean,
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Amen.
Okay, ladies, so we will
okay.
see you in
Love
2
you all.
weeks.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you all. I'm sorry for
have a
being
good one.
late
Be well,
again.
everyone.
By
Thank
the
you.
way, I won't record this because it's private. I will not record it. And love you all. Bye bye.
Okay,
Love you
bye-bye.
all.
Bye.